Hello and welcome to this session. My name is Samuel Lefray, and let's dive into the number one classroom mistake that's running your lessons as a teacher. A successful lesson is not just about delivering content, it's about that ensuring that students understand, retain, and can apply what they've learned. Many teachers struggle with classroom management, keeping students attentive, and making learning truly engaging. Now, one major mistake that educators, teachers unknowingly make is overlooking student engagement. Now, think about this. How often do you find students staring blankly, fidgeting, or looking at the clock or the ceiling? Right? Can you imagine? Can you think about those scenarios in your classroom, right? Now, if students are not actively participating, it means they are mentally checking out or daydreaming about something. Now, this training or this session will explore how to identify this problem and provide actionable solutions to improve your lessons. Studies show that when students are engaged, they retain up to at least 80% more information compared to passive learning methods. Now, if your lessons rely solely on lectures, you know how your lecturers do that in a university, or teacher centered approaches, students may not absorb key concepts. Now, our goal today in this video is to identify ways to foster an interactive and stimulating classroom environment. Lack of student engagement is one of the most significant yet unnoticed classroom mistakes. When students are not actively involved, they become passive learners, leading to low comprehension and retention. Now, engagement is actually the bridge between teaching and learning. Without it, lessons fail. In recognizing disengagement is actually crucial, here are some telltale signs that you need to look into or you need to observe. One, students avoid eye contact or appear bored. Only a few students participate while others remain silent. Now, there's an increase in classroom disruptions and side conversations. Students rely on rote memorization without real understanding. Assessments show poor retention of concepts. So these are options or examples in recognizing disengagement in your classroom. When engagement is missing, learning becomes a task rather than experience. It should be an experience. It shouldn't be just a normal, routine, habitual task or thing that they come to school daily to do. Let it be an experience for them that when they get home, they are looking forward to another experience. In this video, we will address how to reignite interest in your classroom and turn passive learning into active engagement. Many teachers actually rely on traditional teaching methods such as direct instruction or lengthy lectures. Oh, some of them just want to do, let me just finish this and get home. I'm tired. Now, without incorporating elements that cater to various learning styles, the absence of interaction makes lessons dull and students mentally check out. Now, some reasons why engagement is lacking in the classroom are teachers talk at students rather than involving them in the learning process. Number two, lessons lack real world application, making them feel irrelevant. Three, activities do not cater to different learning preferences. In fact, when your activities cater to these learning preferences, you get to see a whole lot of them vibe, a whole lot of them involved and wanting to air out their own opinions or say their own experiences. Now, I tell teachers around me that your a school is not a gravesite. Okay, a school is more like a construction site where we have human machines. Okay, so I don't get to walk past your corridor as a supervisor and notice that your class is always silent. Then something is wrong. They are meant to talk. They are meant to engage themselves. That's why if you see a child, especially for those parents, when your child is silent and you're in another room, there's bound to be some form of anxiety or concern. I hope he or she is safe. I hope nothing is right and all of that. So engagement is the key. Okay, that was number three, right? I talk a lot. Number four, fear of trying new teaching techniques or technology. A shift in mindset is needed to ensure that lessons become two-way interactions rather than one-way lectures. Engagement is not about entertainment, it's about meaningful participation in the learning process. The impact of disengagement goes beyond academic performance. Now, students who find lessons uninteresting often perform poorly, lose motivation, and develop negative attitudes towards learning. That's why when you see any of your students having any of these symptoms, check yourself before you call them to order, because they may not be able to tell you or air up their expression, because some of them may not even know how to express to tell you that you are the problem, because they don't even have the right words or sentences to use. Effect on students: declining grades and comprehension, increased absenteeism and lack of enthusiasm. So they get to tell their parents, I don't want to go to school today. They get to ask them, what is the problem? You just can't explain. Short attention spans lead to frequent distractions. And now the effect on you, the teachers: increased frustration in maintaining classroom order, difficulty covering the curriculum syllabus due to lack of participation, burnout from constant discipline issues. Burnout from, will you stop that? I've poured out myself. I've said, I've thought, I've done this, and you're not getting it. Urgh, frustration. Now, understanding the consequences will help us appreciate while engagement is non negotiable engagement. Especially as an adult, you get to see that you're talking with somebody and the person is feeling his or her phone. How would you feel? And you get to ask, do you understand? Did you hear what I just said? Some of you feel, infuriated and angry that, oh, I'm talking to you. You're not engaging me by giving a feedback. You understand? So, same with your student you're teaching. Okay, you ensure you have their feedback, ensure there is a form of engagement. They are also participants to that discussion, to that teaching. If you're making this mistake, let's see how to identify. Okay, because some teachers don't really know that they're making these mistakes. Now, these teachers or some teachers are actually unaware that they are actually making this mistake. Now, ask yourself these questions. Do students eagerly participate in discussion? When I teach, are my lessons filled with energy, or do they look tired and feeling like they want to sleep, feeling dizzy? Do they respond to questions immediately I ask them? Observing their body language, enthusiasm, interactions, these are clues. Okay, you can provide clues for yourself. Additionally, seeking feedback from students through maybe informal discussion or survey can actually reveal areas that need improvement for yourself, not for them. Now, addressing disengagement requires deliberate strategies. Implementing interactive teaching techniques such as group activities, hands-on learning, and technology integration can actually transform your classroom experience. Some techniques include, let me think of some. Yes, gamification, using games to make lessons more interactive. You see their energy, you see their enthusiasm rate. Number two, real life connections. Talk about something that they will say, oh, I remember this. Oh, yeah, my mom, my dad. Oh, I remember when I went to this place. Real life connections. Bring it to play in your lessons. Okay. Sometimes it's good, but that's why we have fiction and non-fiction. So it may not be real, but you're a teacher, you're smart, you can come up with something. I'm not saying you should lie, but you can come up with something, okay? So it's called fiction. Hmm? Is it fiction or non-fiction? But you know, there's fiction, there's one that's live, there's one that's abstract, okay? Number three, inquiry-based learning. Encouraging students to ask questions. Ask questions. You don't have to shut that particular student that asks a lot of questions, and they just want to know. They're being inquisitive, they're being curious. And storytelling, man, you need to learn storytelling in all your lessons. Okay, so you don't let it be the traditional method, boring, and the way some of my teachers actually taught. Okay, using narrative to make your lessons relatable. So making these changes don't actually require a complete overhaul of your teaching style. Start with small steps. Start with small steps, like introducing one interactive activity per lesson, or use visual aids and multimedia to reinforce key points. Rotate teaching techniques to cater to diverse learning. So if you try do this one after the other, within 2 weeks, trust me, you will definitely see changes in your classroom. Now, to summarize, lack of student engagement is actually the biggest mistake many educators make, but it's entirely fixable by shifting from passive teaching methods to interactive and inclusive approaches. We as teachers, educators, we can create a learning environment that excites our students and enhance their performances. Now it's time for reflection. Assess your current teaching strategies. Can you identify areas of improvement from all I've said? You can actually go back to some of these slides and just look at it. I mean, the assessment part, the question that I actually noted. Ask yourself these ones. And what do you do? Implement change or changes. Okay, so let's start a conversation in the comment section. Have you tackled engagement challenges in your classroom? I would love to read your thought. Okay, so share your thought in the comment section and share ways you have actually helped, bring out engagement in your classroom. There's someone out there that would actually read your comments and would definitely be motivated. Thank you very much. If you love this, please share, subscribe to this channel because it's gonna be a whole school experience free of charge. Please share this, subscribe, and comment.